Do you ever feel behind in life? Do you ever look at your peers and think, I am not as good as them. I have not achieved as much as them. Do you ever compare yourself to people on social media and look at their accomplishments and everything that they're doing and think, why am I not there? Why am I so behind in life? If so, this video is for you, and hopefully this video will give you some comfort and also some new ways to think about your situation when you do get into that mindset of feeling behind in life. So here is what we're going to cover in this video, and as always I will leave timestamps down below. If we haven't met before, I'm Dr. Sarah. I'm a medical doctor and an online coach, and in my coaching practice I help a lot of healthcare professionals who are stuck in survival mode, constantly stressed, overwhelmed, and one of the things that I hear time and time again from my coaching clients is, I feel behind. I feel behind compared to where I thought I would be. I feel behind compared to my peers, my colleagues. I feel behind in life. And it's kind of wild because you look at doctors and successful healthcare professionals from the outside and think these people have got their lives together. They have got it going on. They know what they're about. They've achieved so much. But internally, they've got this tape playing in their heads telling them that they're behind. It's so natural, and I think all of us experience it from time to time. And the other day, someone on Instagram, when I did a Q&A, asked me if I ever feel behind in life. You may know from my video where I talk about quitting full-time medicine. I'm no longer a full-time doctor. I work as a locum, and so the question was around whether or not I feel behind because I'm not in specialty training. So what is my answer to this question, and how do I help my coaching clients when they tell me that they're feeling behind? Let's dig into it. In answer to the question about whether or not I feel behind, the answer is yes. Honestly, I do feel behind sometimes, especially when I look at my medical friends, see where they're at in their careers, and I see that they're registrars, they're GPs, and I think to myself, I could be doing that right now. If I had chosen a different path in my medical career, that could be me. So how do I get myself out of that trap of feeling behind? Let's go through it. Number one is realizing that you get to choose where your focus goes. You always have control over what you're focusing on. And I choose not to dwell on those thoughts of feeling behind because honestly, they're not helpful. When your brain gives you a thought like you're behind in life, it is totally okay to just look at that objectively and be like, okay, thank you, brain. Thank you for suggesting that thought to me. That's not helpful, that's not useful right now. I'm going to think about something else. You get to choose where your focus goes. Instead, I think about what I am doing. I think about what my current goals are and what I'm doing in my day-to-day life that supports those goals. I'm choosing a different career path to my colleagues. I've chosen to quit being a full-time doctor so I can prioritize my coaching business, content creation, my health, my well-being, so I'm not burnt out. I am so happy and fulfilled professionally, so much more than if I was on a specialty training program, and that is so personal to me. And yet if I chose to keep focusing on what I don't have, where I could have been, I'm always going to feel dissatisfied. So just remember that you get to choose where your focus goes, and if you keep choosing to focus on what everyone else is doing around you and not focusing on your own life and your own goals, you will feel dissatisfied. There will always be someone bigger, better, brighter, shinier than you. And also, our lives come in waves. We have times when we're on the upswing, where we're making big strides towards our goals, where things are just happening easily and we feel like life is on track. And we have other times where we just feel like we can't catch a break, become unwell, we have lots of bad things happening to us, we keep getting knocked down, and life keeps dealing us unfair blows. Be in the season that you're in. Everything is temporary, it will pass. Number two, remember, life is not linear. When you think back to school, it's only natural to think that you might feel behind from time to time. At school, we're funneled into a system, we're expected to do certain things at certain times, reach certain milestones at the same time as our peers, jump through those same hoops as them, sit our exams at the same time. It's only in the later years that we start to differentiate, we start to take different subjects. Some people might take gap years after school, some people might choose to go to college, some people might do an apprenticeship. And it's only once you reach adulthood that you realise that this linear path that we all thought that we were on in school, these milestones that were set up for us, they were all just an illusion. We were never on the same path. We're all unique and we all have our own direction that we're going in. Once you hit adulthood, people get married, people have babies, people get divorced, people get PhDs, move abroad, and slowly the mile markers that we were using to compare ourselves to our friends to check that we were on track, you realise that those mile markers were never really there. They were something that was constructed by an outside system that doesn't know you or your peer group. Life is not a race. We're not trying to get to a certain destination and then we will be happy. And that leads me to my next point, which is you get to decide what success looks like to you. Okay, so if you've ever studied psychology, you will probably be aware of the term self-actualization. Abraham Maslow came up with the hierarchy of needs. So at the bottom of the hierarchy of needs, we have physiological needs, our basic needs: air, water, food, shelter. Next tier up is safety. And each time a tier is fulfilled, we fulfill those needs, we can move up to the next tier. And if all of our basic needs are met, then we eventually can reach self-actualization, which is basically fulfilling our potential as a human being. And Maslow talks about how for every individual person, self-actualization, reaching your full potential, will look different. We're all unique. We've all got different desires. We've all got different ideas and goals and thoughts. So one person reaching self-actualization, reaching their full potential, is going to look very different from another person. For example, David Beckham, he's reaching self-actualization with his football. He's doing his sports. He's doing what is right for him. Imagine him comparing himself to a pastry chef and being like, oh, what could have been? It just doesn't make any sense. We are all on our own unique path. So when you're feeling behind and you're comparing yourself to somebody else or a group of people, just remember that we are all on our own path. And this is why it's so important to get to know yourself through and through, to get to know what you like, what you don't like, what's important to you, what your values are, what your goals are on a deep level. If you don't have a strong sense of yourself, it's really easy to get drawn into different groups of people and just kind of blend in and mold to their ideas of what's right, what's wrong, what you like, what you don't like, and start blindly following what the status quo is. I've been that person, and it took me a long time to get to the point where I really know who I am, and I still feel like I'm learning about that, and it's really amazing to watch that develop, understand my own values, my personal style, my preferences. And when you really do drill down and get to know yourself so well that you've got a really clear understanding of who you are as a person and what you stand for, the idea of being behind in life starts to become a bit absurd, because how can you be behind when you're following your own North Star? There is no one on earth who has the same set of unique dreams and goals and vision as you. There is no one who has been through the exact same struggles as you, overcome the difficulties that you've overcome, the same triumphs. Totally unique, and that is something to be celebrated. And this is one of the main things that I focus on with my coaching clients, getting them to a place where they have a really solid idea of who they are as a person. One of the exercises that we do that people seem to quite enjoy is working out their core values, the things that drive you, the things that you hold true as most important. And I'm wondering whether I should release the worksheet that I use with people for that as a freebie. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments below, and if enough people seem to be interested, then I'll set that up. And if you are interested, let me know if you want me to do a core values workshop where I actually do some teaching on it in a video and go through the exercises with you. If that's something you're interested in, let me know and I can set that up. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, hit the thumbs up button and make sure you're subscribed, and hit the bell notification button to make sure that you get notified every time I upload so you don't miss any videos. And in summary, remember that you get to choose where your focus goes. Your life is not linear, it is not a race, and you and only you get to decide and define what success looks like for you. And if you've enjoyed this video, I think you're going to really enjoy this video right here where I talk about 30 things I wish I had known in my 20s. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.